Greetings, friends. My name is Chaplain Matt Dinkins, and I serve as chaplain at Matthews Glen. And I want to think for a moment about the word vessel with you all today. Vessel. If you look in the thesaurus, there are two synonyms for that word. One is container, and the other is boat. And they all relate to objects that hold something and preserve something. A container, we think about food containers, for example. They hold all kinds of things and preserve them. Your Tupperware, your mason jars. I think about as a new parent. When I became a new parent a few years ago, there was all kinds of containers that we had to buy for our little baby. Bottles for milk, little snap containers for snacks, other little containers to put baby food in. All kinds of containers. They hold things, they preserve them, they keep them safe. A boat does something very similar. As it sails across a body of water, it preserves and protects people or cargo and helps them to get from one place to the next safely. Now, in theory, that's how they work, unless they become broken, right? If they break, they will not serve that function properly, or at least not as well as intended, unless there's something to help keep it together and protect it in its brokenness. And I think we're a lot like a broken vessel. Our humanity can keep us from functioning as intended sometimes, but we know and trust God is there to help hold us together and keep us moving forward. I want to think about a story from the Bible that relates to this today. It's from 1 Samuel 16. It's a story where Samuel goes to anoint David as king. Saul had failed as king and been rejected by God. And so God called Samuel to go and anoint a new king in Bethlehem. Well, in this story, we see Samuel was like a broken vessel. We see his humanity on display. First thing we notice is he was afraid to do this. It would have been considered treason to Saul. But God said, it's okay. I've got a plan. Here's what you need to do. And he told Samuel what to do. Samuel gets to Bethlehem. He meets Jesse, and he wants to see his sons to help pick a king. Well, again, Samuel in his humanity, he's thinking, I need to pick the one that's the biggest and the strongest. That's what he did with Saul. And we see that didn't work out, right? And he starts looking at the sons, and he's looking for the big, strong ones, but God has to call them out. He says, no, 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 no. He says this in verse 7. I love this verse. But the Lord said to Samuel, do not look on his appearance or on the height of his stature, because I have rejected him. He's talking about Eliab, one of Jesse's oldest sons. For the Lord does not see as mortals see. They look on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart. So God had to remind him, and Samuel, in your humanity, you're trying to look at the outward appearance, but that's not what I do. I look at the heart. And so Samuel listened, and he ended up finding David, who was the runt of the litter. He was the youngest. He was the shortest. That's who God wanted as king. He was looking at the heart. And so, even in all this, and in his humanity and in the ways that he stumbled, God still kept him together and guided him and pushed him forward. And God's plan succeeded because Samuel was open. He stayed open. So that's my encouragement to us today, is just stay open to God. There's always going to be something that might hold us back in our humanity. But keep trusting, keep listening, and stay open to God. And we can all accomplish what it is He wants in our lives. Thank you, friends. Have a great day.